What's up guys, Keaton847 here, back with another video, and today's video, we are going to talk about everything that just happened in the Nintendo Direct. Now, honestly guys, I did not expect this Direct to go so hard and just have so much hype behind it, because obviously, we got the heavy hitters, we got Zelda, Pikmin 4, but we also got some other stuff like Splatoon, and Fire Emblem, and Xenoblade. But overall guys, we're going to talk about it in this video right now. So let's get started with the beginning of the Direct. Alright guys, so the first thing that was shown off in the Direct was Pikmin 4. It still feels weird for me to say Pikmin 4 is coming out this year, but it is. They obviously did show that Pikmin 4 is coming out July 21st of 2023 of this year. And honestly, the game looks fantastic. The environments just look so colorful and beautiful in my opinion, because like the graphics on the Nintendo Switch is pretty decent in my opinion compared to like PS5. Like it's not that fair to compare, but overall the new mechanics, you can like climb and stuff like that, and just, you know, the basics, you know, you still have your Pikmin, you still have the blue Pikmin, all that. We also got new captains and new characters in the game, and we also have this new ability where we can get this dog looking Pikmin, I believe. Pretty cool in my opinion. It's like a new feature that you can do. This dog can do so many things. He can swim across water, he can like hit like vases and huge things that's in your way. So it kind of like changes up the way the game plays, and just I kind of like that mechanic. And there's also a new Pikmin called Ice Pikmin. It's a pretty cool addition. It's pretty self-explanatory of what it does. It just freezes stuff, like freezes your enemies, and you know, freezes like the floor or water. And yeah, it'll bring some nice things that'll bring to the table, make it different compared to the old Pikmin games. So I do appreciate Nintendo for doing that. After that was shown off, we also got a glimpse of Xenoblade Chronicles 3 expansion pass, which shows the volume 3 of the expansion pass, which includes some new heroes and cosmetics that you can earn. I honestly don't know a lot about Xenoblade 3 right now since I have not played it. I only play Xenoblade 2, but once I do play that game, I'll probably cover it more often. But we got some new info on the expansion pass volume 3 for Xenoblade Chronicles 3. So I honestly do think it looks pretty interesting. And we also got volume 4, like a look of how the expansion pass will look on that, which shows some like, you know, nods to like other Xenoblade stuff like Xenoblade 2 and 1. So I do like the connection there. It should be coming out this year, I believe, but I'm not sure what it's about, honestly, because I haven't played Xenoblade 3, but it's still cool to see Xenoblade 3 get some love on the Nintendo Direct. And Nintendo also showed us a very cool look at the expansion pass for Splatoon 3. Now, the first wave of it is Inkopolis. Now, when I tell you guys I felt so nostalgic for this, I mean it, because oh my goodness, I remember playing Splatoon 1 and I just see all the nods and references, and just I felt so nostalgic watching the Direct, just looking at Inkopolis. But anyway, Inkopolis has some new stuff included to it, and some familiar stuff like the familiar shopkeepers, the Squid Sisters, and even a new shopkeeper named Fred Crumbs. Chicken. It looks hilarious in my opinion, but we also have some new NPCs that run the shops and some old ones, familiar ones. So honestly, it's like a new hub area that you can explore in Splatoon 3. So that's a pretty cool expansion that they are giving to people that buy the expansion pass for Splatoon 3. So I do like that. Also got a glimpse for the next wave of Splatoon 3 for wave 2 of the expansion pass, which is called Side Order. Now, this one looks very interesting in my opinion, because it does resemble, if you guys remember back in Splatoon 2, Team Chaos and Team Order, which obviously that was an event happening, and Team Chaos won, which caused Splatoon 3 to happen. But now, in my opinion, this looks like what would happen if Team Order won. Now, this just looks so interesting, and the vibe it gives me is very, very creepy, but very like interesting in my opinion. It just makes me want to dive more into the Splatoon lore, which I'm very excited to see in the future. Hopefully they do reveal Wave 2 of Splatoon 3 expansion pass in the future, so I'm definitely hyped for Wave 2 of the expansion pass, Side Order. We also got more information on Fire Emblem Engage DLC, like the expansion pass or whatever. It just shows off some cool looking heroes that you can play as, like Camilla and Chrom. I'm not really familiar about Fire Emblem Engage since it did come out recently in January, but they did also announce, like, you know, the expansion pass, you know, like new story and new characters that you can play as, like heroes. And I do like how they're supporting this game, but I probably won't talk about it as much since I am not very familiar with Fire Emblem Engage. It does look like something interesting for Fire Emblem fans, in my opinion. So that's that. We also got this huge shadow drop out of nowhere. the Nintendo Switch Online is finally getting Game Boy games and Game Boy Advance games. This is very huge because I've always wanted to try Game Boy games, especially the games like Minish Cap, Metroid Fusion, the Mario and Luigi games, stuff like that. And now I will have an option to actually play these games. And honestly, it's very great that Nintendo's adding like more. That Nintendo's adding like kind of like a virtual console, but not really through the Nintendo Switch Online. But the only thing is, normal Nintendo Switch Online membership will have NES Online and Game Boy, but the expansion pack will have the Game Boy Advance. So you can't play Game Boy Advance games on the normal membership. You have to buy the expansion pack, which kind of makes sense in my opinion. It's better games from the Game Boy, so it does make sense. But I still love how Nintendo is just giving us more content and more of a way to experience the virtual console, but in a different way. So I kind of like they're giving people the option to play these old classic games that we always wanted to play, or I have played before, but in my opinion, I never played these. So I'm very excited that they're giving us this. It did came out recently, the day after the Direct ended, but maybe I'll make a separate video of how the Game Boy games and the Game Boy Advance, just to see if it's worth the $50 of the expansion pack, just to let you guys know if it's worth it or not. We also got this out of nowhere announcement that Metroid Prime, the first game in the Metroid Prime series, is being remastered on the Switch, and it came out the same day as the Direct digitally, but it will come out physically later down the line, I believe in February 22nd. Yeah guys, the fact that we're getting Metroid Prime remastered on the Nintendo Switch is crazy because there's not a lot of remastered games that, you know, are very worth it in my opinion, but Metroid Prime Remastered is $40. Compare that to Skyward Sword HD, which barely got any new stuff, which barely got remastered. It just got vamped up and like it was just 60 frames. It just charged it for $60, but this one is totally worth it. And even the graphics, they look better than any other Switch game at the levels of like Super Mario Odyssey, and it's probably better than like Breath of the Wild, for example. Like this game, the remastered version, just graphics look like the best the type of graphics we've seen on the Nintendo Switch, and that's saying something because it's a GameCube remaster, which is kind of weird, but it still looks beautiful, and I cannot wait to play it once I actually get it physically, since I am a physical game collector. I also got more information on Wave 4 of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass, and it shows us that we got a new map, like a new stage, which is Yoshi's Island alongside Birdo as an actual playable character. This is pretty cool because they could probably add more playable characters down the line for the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass, because this could probably open the doors to more characters being added to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and just seeing Birdo is just a cool addition in my opinion, and I do like how it kind of matches well with Yoshi's Island, so I'll probably check that out. You know, it looks pretty interesting, and I know there's a lot of Mario Kart fans out there. And yeah, that's pretty cool that we're getting more Mario Kart 8 Deluxe content from the DLC Booster Course Pass. And the last one is probably the best thing that came out of the Direct, which is The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Honestly, this is the best thing that came out of the Direct, and I was so hyped, like my mind was going so crazy, and just the amount of things and content and like new stuff that's gonna happen with this sequel is amazing to me. So first of all, we're gonna get obviously new enemies, like there's like flying enemies and different types of bokoblins, and I find that very cool. And like it's pretty obvious that Ganon is gonna be the main villain of this game, since we do hear like a manly voice that's like telling the servants to destroy Hyrule, and it's just very threatening in my opinion, and I just really love the line delivery. I don't know who the voice actor is, we'll probably find out later down the line, but you know, there's more stuff like Link traveling in the sky, and the map does look kind of like the same in my opinion, which is kind of a little of a nitpick, but it kind of makes up for it for like the new content and like the awesome things that's happening in it, with like the new abilities with the arm and like the different types of things you do, like fly and like, you know, use a little cart, which is kind of funny in my opinion. And there's like railings and like there's so many new content and new like mechanics that they're gonna do for The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and I cannot wait for it. There's still so much mystery that we do not know what that's happening in the story of it, but I guess we gotta wait to see in May, and I honestly rather have my mind open. I don't want to be spoiled, and I cannot wait for this sequel to finally come out. Also announced that there will be a collector's edition with like a bunch of like goodies and stuff like that, and also a new amiibo that you can get from Tears of the Kingdom. And obviously, you know me, I'm a collector and I gotta get that myself, and I will be there day one covering it for you guys, and just it's gonna be just such a fantastic game, and I cannot wait to cover it. Anyways guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video of my discussion of the Nintendo Direct of February 8th, 2023. It was so hyped to see all these different games and like franchises that we always wanted to see come back. Sure, we didn't get like Mario, sure we didn't get like my favorite, Tomodachi Life on the Switch, but we still got these big hitters, you know? We haven't gotten a Nintendo Direct in like this for so long, since the last one was kind of like a farm simulator ones. But in my opinion, this was so great of a Direct, and it kept us so hyped and wanting more from Nintendo. But you know, we can't have that all the time. But I'm still thankful for Nintendo for that. I'll probably make different videos of other franchises like Pikmin 4 and, you know, the Tears of the Kingdom, just to cover it and talk about what was happening in those trailers and fully break down those games from the trailers. But you guys have to wait for that. So if you guys want to see those videos, please make sure to subscribe because I gladly appreciate it. And make sure to super smash that like button. And make sure to turn the notification bell so you're notified for all my videos and content coming to the future of this channel. Now guys, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.